the EU is low-key cooking up something wild, and almost nobody in the US is paying attention. Ever since Trump came back swinging with those massive tariffs on Europe, the vibe between Washington and Brussels has gone from best buddies to awkward exes who still share a friend group. And now, according to leaks all over Politico, EU, and Financial Times, Europe's basically planning what diplomats are whispering is a slow-motion counterpunch against the US dollar. Countries like Germany, France, Italy, and the Netherlands are getting hammered with higher import costs because of Trump's tariffs, and analysts say European businesses might eat more than 150 billion in losses in just 2 years. That's recession-level pain, and EU officials are done pretending everything's fine. So the EU pulled a move nobody thought they'd actually try. They've started quietly dumping US government debt. On paper, they're calling it a reserve optimization, but Bloomberg's analysts are like, nah, this was coordinated, political, and timed perfectly. Europe's basically saying, we're not paying for your protectionist drama anymore. And trust me, Washington felt that. America's trillion-dollar debt machine depends on allies holding US Treasuries. And now the EU is messing with the one pressure point the US hates people touching. But that's just phase 1. Phase 2 is even scarier for the White House. Europe's shifting more trade into euros. SWIFT data shows euro payments at their highest in over a decade, while dollar use is slipping faster than anyone expected. French officials are openly saying they can't stick with a system where their ally hits them with economic sucker punches. Germany's working on energy deals that avoid the dollar entirely. Italy's building EU-only industrial funds. Even the Nordic countries, normally America's favorite straight-A students, have stopped buying new US bonds because they don't trust the political chaos in Washington. And in Brussels, the mood is changing fast. Officials keep repeating, Europe can't just be a market. We have to be a power center. This isn't fringe talk anymore. It's being discussed in the EU Council, the ECB, even NATO hallways. Some analysts are calling it the beginning of the end of the dollar era. A secret European Parliament report literally says the dollar's strength isn't just economics, it's trust. And the Trump administration's constant tariff threats, trade tantrums, and diplomatic strong-arming are wrecking that trust. Meanwhile, Europe's basically doing financial judo soft moves, quiet steps, all coordinated reducing US debt exposure, expanding euro-based trade, and building new energy and industrial systems outside America's reach. And what stings the most for Washington? It's not China or Russia doing this. It's their closest ally of 80 years. Bank of America insiders are warning that if Europe keeps offloading debt, Treasury yields will spike. The cost of America's $36 trillion debt will explode, and the US could face a budget crisis nobody's ready for. Even US media is starting to admit it. Europe doesn't want to be America's side character anymore. And behind closed doors, CNN says Trump officials are freaking out about losing the one superpower cheat code the US has always had the ability to print the world's money without consequences. EU insiders say this is just the opening act. They're drafting plans for a pan-European energy market outside the dollar, new industrial programs funded only in euros, and tighter ties with Asia and the Middle East that don't need America at all. An AP leaked that during a White House meeting, someone said the quiet part out loud. For the first time, our closest ally is forming a front against the dollar. A year ago, that would have sounded crazy. Today, it's just reality. The world's changing, the dollar's grip is slipping, and Europe finally stopped playing by America's rules.